Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, Master's in Counseling Psychology, longtime astrologer, psychic healer, and yogi. Check out this very special episode when SL-369 cryptocurrency clairvoyant gives her hot tips for the cryptocurrency world. Stay tuned as Jill Jardine, astrologer, reads the charts of several crypto coins and gives astrological insights. So stay tuned. Welcome to the episode on cryptocurrency featuring SL-369, a cryptocurrency clairvoyant. SL has been on our show for several other episodes, and at this time of recording the podcast in mid-December, there's a lot of questions about the trajectory of the crypto markets. We'll discuss all that. So stay tuned while SL and I discuss the trajectory of cryptocurrency for the end of December into early 2022. I'll be sharing the charts of some coins, including DigiByte, Polkadot, Theta, Dogecoin, and more. So for those of you who are new to Cosmic Scene or new to cryptocurrency, I have to introduce you to my guest, SL-369. She is a cryptocurrency clairvoyant who has been channeling visions about crypto coins since 2018. SL-369 has an 80 to 85% accuracy with her crypto visions. SL stands for Starseed and Lightworker. The number 369 was inspired by Nikola Tesla's theory that these numbers are the key to the universe. SL-369 shares her crypto visions on Telegram, Twitter, and her YouTube channel. SL-369 has a very active Patreon site where she shares her crypto dreams and visions daily. Check her out on www.patreon.com/SL369crypto. Check her out on Twitter at twitter.com/cryptosl369. Check out her YouTube channel, SL369. And check her out on Telegram, SL369Crypto. So I'm happy and honored to welcome yet again to Cosmic Scene, SL369. Welcome, SL.
Thank you for having me again, Jill.
Thanks for being on during this kind of erratic time in the crypto markets here in mid-December. What do you have to say to our listeners about that?
Yeah, so I think we had a show a few days ago, and you predicted that the market will go down this month?
Yes.
So this morning, it dropped quite a bit. I think from 48,000 to 45,000. Right now it's back to 47,000.
Wow. Yeah. So SL has her YouTube channel show. We did a show last week, the first week in December, first full week. So check that one out on YouTube to find out what our predictions were. And yes, you had asked me, is this going to come up at all? And I said, no, we're still in the aftermath of the November 19th and December 4th eclipses. So we'll continue to see a downward trend. You also asked me if there was a rally at all in December. And I said, there's possibly a small rally, a small upward in the 21st to the 25th, right before Christmas. But it won't be any big upward movement. It may be a small upward for a while. We're not going to really start rallying big time until the end of January.
Mm-hmm. So today's Monday. Today's sort of the first day of the drops.
December 13th.
Mm-hmm. So the audience and I are curious, is the drop going to intensify over the next couple of days this week?
That depends what you mean by intensify. It will continue going down, but I don't think a major downward, like it will continue going down, and some days more than others. But I think it will rally or come to almost like a stability point in the third week in January and then start going up at the end. What people need to understand, what drove this downward trend today on the 13th of December 2021. The fact is we had a major astrological conjunction of Pluto the planet of death and rebirth, with Venus in Capricorn at 25 degrees. So that's kind of a tough one. Venus wants to deliver the wealth, and Pluto says, no, not yet. You need to rebirth yourself. You need to let this cycle go and let the next one come in. So that was the astrological indicator today of a downward market.
Okay, I see. So based on the chart, I don't know if you can see. So today is Monday, and then from Monday till the end of the week, do you see any day that the drop will be
Amplified?
or slow down a little bit or rebounds?
Well, let's see what's going to be happening with the moon, because today the moon was in the sign Aries, which is actually new beginning. What we're going to see on Wednesday, the 15th, the moon will be close to Uranus. So that's more erratic behavior. So we could see quite a drop on the 15th of December. And then moving forward, let's see what else is going to happen here. Well, Venus will move away from Pluto for a little bit. December 19th, Venus goes retrograde. That will still feed the downward trajectory. And then in January, Mercury will go retrograde in Aquarius, which actually might help it a little bit. Mercury goes retrograde until February 4th, and I think it's the second half of January when that Mercury in Aquarius, the sun will join it in Aquarius. That actually might start things moving upward again. But if things do come up, they're going to just be temporarily up. That's the sad thing about having all the planets in Capricorn at the end of December and into January. Capricorn is an austere sign. Sorry for you Capricornians out there, but it would be more limited or restricted.
Okay. So then, which means that you indicate next month BTC or the crypto market will have some correction, a pullback again?
You mean go down again?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to continue going down. I think that the beginning of the year, not so good. There's a lot of planets in Capricorn. Venus goes retrograde, like I said, on the 19th of December through the 29th of January. And it's going to come back with Pluto again at the very beginning of the year. So I don't feel like there's a lot of, and then there is a new moon on the 1st of January, 2nd of January, which would give one hope, but I'm really not thinking so because there are going to be other economic indicators in the main markets that aren't so good. So, I think crypto needs to take a deep breath, take a deep inhale, and then on the exhale at the end of January, it will start rebirthing itself.
So the correction in January, comparing to this week or this month, which one is more intense?
Well, we haven't seen the end of the correction in this month, so that's a little bit concerning. Like I said, December 19th could be, again, it's weird because stuff is going on for only a couple days and then it will come back. So I see the full moon on the 18th of December and 19th and 20th, not good, like downward, but then things may rally the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Right before Christmas. But by rally, I don't mean a big boom, but it will just kind of bounce back upward. So I don't know. Psychically, I feel like in January, in the darkest days of the winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, from about the 2nd through the 19th of January, I feel like that's a big correction as well.
The 2nd. Okay, I see. So probably we can look January further when we meet again.
Yeah, we'll be discussing January, but I think people just need to not go into fear, not to worry. This too will pass. And as we always say, it's a good time to buy low. It's just I know that people are buying and they're not seeing any gain yet. That's where patience comes in. So when we come back, we'll talk about several of the coins. So SL, with this current downward trajectory of the crypto market, is your Patreon group and some of your followers, are they freaking out about it? Or what's the word
They're not. They have been waiting for this drop to buy more. So a handful of them sold the crypto and they park their money in USDT or USD to buy some of the altcoin for cheaper. Some of the coin that we're waiting to buy is Shiba. We want to buy more Shiba. A bunch of my members has their own little. They talk to the spirit guide. They have dreams. They play with pendulum.
Bring out all your divination tools. Get that I Ching going. Those pendulums, those tarot cards. I don't think the angel cards are going to help much in this case. But you know what really is important? It's like numerology. People, whatever numbers. We were just talking about this off mic, and we'll share a little bit of what I just saw and heard with numbers. But so what they do is they take their money out of like the coins, they put it in the US dollar, and then they're positioned to buy low and buy up, and they're just patiently waiting for it to rally. And you had asked me, you're like, Jill, is it going to rally in December? And I'm feeling like December, to use a term that maybe people won't like, but it's a bit of a washout for the market, the crypto market going up. And I did see 1/4, which is the 14th of January, could be when things go to the very low. And with Shiba's chart, Shiba is going to have a good second half of January. So it may be time to start buying back your Shiba between the 14th and the 29th of January. While Venus is still retrograde, you could get it low before it starts rallying.
Are you saying that Shiba, the current price of Shiba is not as low as the one in January?
Yes, I think it's going to go down more.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
My group have been waiting.
No, I think that like I keep getting 1/14, which is the 14th of January. Or if you're in Britain or in another country, you might say it's 14/1, but it's still those 2 1s and the 4. And I think that's when Shiba may start to, like we might be on the verge the 14th to let's say the 21st of January, 31st of January of Shiba being at its lowest. And then it's going to be turnaround time to start buying it.
Yeah. And our persons have some predictions that this week is very important for Shiba.
Well, I had said that because Saturn is finishing its opposition on Shiba's sun, which has kind of kept it down for November and December. And so by the time we get to January, that opposition is a couple degrees away. It's out of what we call an orb of effect. Not really until more like the 14th, like mid-January, is it out of what we call an orb of effect of an aspect. Astro language. So what else is your group saying? What else do they want to know, SL?
Oh, yeah, my group are waiting for this corrections. The more intense, the better. So the community, or the people in this space, they're very accustomed to crash, drop, correction, dip. They live through this all the time. So there's some people who actually sell a portion of their portfolio, could be 20% or 40%. They park their money in USDT, and then they buy some of the coin back for cheaper.
That's a good strategy. What advice do you have for newbies to crypto who maybe just got in this fall and didn't even see the downward correction that went on all summer? What do you say to them? What advice can you give them?
I think some newbie, including with some of my friends who just got in, they don't know how to place a limit order on exchange. So I advise them just write it out. It will come to pass.
What is that? What do you mean limited order?
Oh, I see. So on an exchange, you can put, basically, you can put the price that you want to buy, like limit order. You can name your own price.
Okay, yeah.
If Bitcoin is at $47,000, you don't want to buy at $43,000. And then when the market drops, the exchange will execute your orders.
Okay, that's excellent. So you're ready to roll when you give the high five sign, when you give them thumbs up to do the exchange.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, just newbie, I think just write it out. And then once you're more comfortable using trading on exchange on different app, then you can sell high and then buy back lower.
Toward the end of the episode, you're going to share some coins that might be good for the newbies to buy, as well as the seasoned crypto investors. And when we come back, we're going to discuss certain coins and their natal charts, which SL just got her hands on the birth information of several crypto coins that we did not have that information on. So we're excited to look at those. Stay tuned. We'll talk about Dogecoin, Polkadot, DigiByte, and more. So SL, what are some of the coins that your listeners and your patrons are interested in knowing about?
Yes, DigiByte. This is like one of the most asked questions. When will DigiByte rally, or when it will hit $1, or so on.
Okay, DigiByte, very interesting because they have 4 planets in Capricorn, and at the end of the year 2021, we'll have 4 planets in Capricorn. However, the big news with the DigiByte is that they're going to have what we call their Venus return. Venus is going retrograde on the 19th of December in Capricorn, but DigiByte has Venus retrograde in their natal chart. So this is actually going to be probably a good trigger for them, and they're going to have what we call their Venus return from January 4th through the 7th. So we could see a rally then. But that's when the Venus is going retrograde. Venus will come over their Venus again, and that's going to be, that's going to be in February, and I think this is the big rally. Venus return for DigiByte, Pluto going over their Mercury, getting out the big word. So Venus return for DigiByte is going to be 22nd, 23rd, 24th of February. I think that's the beginning of the upward rally. Pluto's sitting on their Mercury. There's some big news that they're announcing. They're also reaching the public in a new way. I feel like people who didn't know about them. Then Jupiter will be coming into harmony with the moon for DigiByte in March. So yeah, people just need to be patient. Like I said, there could be some kind of rally in early January for DigiByte with that Venus return. And let's see.
How about March 2022?
March of 2022 for DigiByte looks good because they're going to have Mars come over the Mercury, Pluto's on the Mercury. So it all has to do with public awareness. Venus conjuncts their Mercury. I think that they're going to really have a big boom in March because people are going to be very aware of DigiByte because they would have already made some kind of splash and made some kind of gains and become more valuable to people who kind of poo-pooed them, some of the newbies who did not know about them, and then some of your vetted crypto people who have been patiently waiting will be happy to see DigiByte really come into its power in March of 2022.
So if anyone who is not in DigiByte, they need to be in DigiByte by the 1st of March or so?
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. Maybe there's something in the news about DigiByte in early January, like, an announcement that something is going to be happening in March. I feel like there'll be a precursor information that will then get people positioned, and then it will just keep feeding it.
Okay, that's good because some people, they sold the DigiByte, so they're trying to figure out a timeline when to get back into DigiByte.
Yeah, I would say listen to what goes on in the news if there is anything in early January, and then get positioned for that February 19th, 2022, when we see the Venus return. And then in March, all these planets line up in DigiByte's chart for the Mercury to get it out there, to get word out. Okay, was there another coin that they were interested in?
Theta.
Theta, yes. Good news. We just recently got the chart for Theta. So let's find out what's happening with Theta. There it is, March 15th, 2019. So interesting, Pluto and Venus have been sitting on the south node of Theta, but harmonized with its sun. We have to get through Saturn on Theta's Venus, which is happening in January. So they're still going to topple a little bit in January, and even through early February, they may not rally, but then they will. They're going to, once we get through that Saturn on the natal Venus, so after February 17th, we'll start seeing Theta really rallying. And then Jupiter's going to come over some of the Theta planets in March. And even Theta may have some boons into April too. Nice boons into April as Jupiter comes over their natal sun. Nice date, April 13th and 14th for Theta, a Jupiter-Sun conjunction, really nice. So we'll see them rallying, and at the same time, it's going to harmonize with their south node. So I feel like they get a rebirth at that time.
Yeah, it's really interesting. This year, they made an all-time high. They went to like $15.72, and then they have been dropping ever since. So from roughly $16 to $4 right now.
Yeah, I think the Saturn influence, and until Saturn gets through the middle part of Aquarius, they're not in the clear. Let's see, Saturn also is going to square their Mars. That's not a good thing. I think we really do have to wait till March for Theta to rally and come back. And actually, their birthday's March 15th, the Ides of March. So it seems like there's going to be some good planetary action around their birthday this year. So they'll be, how old? 3 years old. So on their third birthday, buy in with Theta or get in before, and then you'll all get the birthday present. So it looks like we have time for one more. What other coin should we check out?
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. Doge. All right. So again, Doge has been, it's having its Venus return right now. That's kind of good. But at the same time, we're waiting for Saturn to move off their moon. But I think they're going to do well next year. Venus return, actually, they should have some good stuff going on when Venus goes back around at the end of January. Let's see. We could hear some good things. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be a little later than that. End of February, we're going to see some nice rallying for Dogecoin. The only problem, though, is that in middle of February, they're going to have a Saturn square. Yeah, we really have to wait till the end of February and March for Doge to rally, to come back in like a substantial way. You know who else I want to look at? Because this is one of my favorites, and I finally got the chart, is Polkadot.
Can we finish?
Yeah, sure.
There's one person, one of my followers, he provided a chart, so I want to honor him. So right now, Dogecoin is like 16 cents.
Yeah.
He asked me, will Dogecoin go to $1 this summer, like June?
Great question. I almost feel like it may go before that.
To $1?
Yeah, because see, Pluto is going to trine the Mars in the Deutsche. Let me see if I could see when that might happen. I mean, we have to get away from that Saturn square that they're dealing with this year. So April will take us away from that. And, well, everybody else is. So, we kind of see that things are going to fall in May because of the lunar eclipse at the end of April. But Doge is getting some kind of boost to their Mars. They could be a bit of an exception, and they could be rising all that time.
What month is that?
That's in May.
Okay.
Yeah, they could make it through what I would say the cutoff date, which is the end of April and mid-May. They could make it through that, and thus rise more. I can't really say how much, but they'll have some spillover after the eclipses, unlike most of the other ones, the other coins.
Okay, I can ask you further during my show.
Okay, so should we look at Polkadot?
Yes.
Okay, so Polkadot also is having their Pluto return right now, and they just when Saturn moves further ahead, they'll be in a better place. But I like that Jupiter's coming over their Mars. Jupiter's going to trine their moon this year. So they got some good things going on in February, and then really, really good in March. We're going to have a Jupiter harmonize with Moon, or Jupiter harmonize with their Jupiter, with their Pluto, March and April. Really good for Polkadot. Get in there and get positioned to take advantage of that.
So when should people need to enter into Polkadot?
I would say make sure you're start getting in early at the latest. A good time to get in would be in late January, early February.
And do you see that Polkadot will have any inventions or new technology launch in 2022?
That's quite possible. Saturn and Aquarius will trine their Venus. That's going to be actually in March and April. And then there's another window when this is possible. If they miss that one, there's a possibility of more inventions and new technologies and new things coming in with Polkadot. The second half, the end of the year, like September, October, November, is really good for them too.
Yeah, supposedly the astrology look really good for 2022.
Yeah, it certainly does. Thanks to Saturn, thanks to Jupiter, they're going to get all kinds of boosts. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the natal planets are going to get helped out in 2022. That's quite a bit. That should be good. All right, so when we come back, SL is going to share her hot crypto tips. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the segment of the podcast when SL-369 shares her hot tips with new coins for seasoned crypto investors and newbies alike. What you got, SL?
Yes, so I have been asking my spirit guide a bunch of coin. They new to me, but they might not be due to the industry. So the first one is called Cellframe.
Cellframe?
Yes. The second one is Orion. Third one is Serum. The fourth one is Crypto.com. And then the last one is Persistence. So the next coin that I want to recommend newbies or veteran investors to look into is Crypto.com. My spirit guide provided me quite a sky-high price prediction for this one. So Crypto.com will be really popular next year. Will do really well for the next few years. The reason is recently Stable Center will be renamed for Crypto.com. I think beginning sometime in December. They pay $700 million for the deal of the renaming rights to the home of arena of the LA Lakers. But they have been advertising everywhere.
Okay.
I think last month or 2 months ago, they hired Matt Damon.
Oh, nice. Local boy to Boston.
So Matt Damon, he did an advertising for Crypto.com. It's really well done. It's like a movie.
Nice. Crypto.com. So that's going to be the next word on everybody's tongue in 2022. So it's a good time to get in now.
Yeah, so Crypto.com, the way they do things is very convenient. So you can buy coin on there. You can store your coin on there. It's an app. And then they have a Visa. They have a Visa card or debit card. You can use it, and then you pay something with crypto. You get like a few like 3% rebate or something like that. They offer a lot of different things, and next year they will be doing really well. They're just everywhere next year.
That's excellent. Crypto.com. That's the first I heard of it. So it's good that your listeners and our listeners are hearing about that.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out.
Most of these, like the price prediction is pretty high, like sky high.
But now they're low, right? You can get them pretty cheap.
Yes, they
pennies.
So Crypto.com
Less
like
than a penny.
Crypto.com like 55 cents. Persistent is about under $6. Cellframe is under $2. Serum is about $3. Orion, I don't know. So that's all I have for the audience for hot tips for this time.
What about persistence? So they can kind of Google these other ones if they want to find out more. Persistence, Serum, SERUM, Orion, and Cellframe. But do you happen to know anything about any of those ones? Or what did your guide say about any of those? What do they see up and coming with those?
Cellframe right now, how much is it? Each one of these, in the future they will be leaders. They will be leader in the space, or else they will be the top 50 or 50, top 20 on CMC. Persistent. You don't have the natal chart, but a friend of mine, an astrologer, he said that Persistent will get a partnership with Amazon.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and Persistent will go to $4,000. That's not an all-time high. Right now, Persistent is like $4.
Oh, wow.
So it's a good time to get. Yeah, like this summer, Persistent was like $10. Right now, it's like half off.
Yeah, great time to get it then.
Mm-hmm. Cellframe, I really liked it. They use Cellframe very technical projects. They use quantum computing.
Oh, cool. Quantum.
And also they offer a lot of different things. In their technology, for example, if they offer video streaming, the file will be encrypted.
Cool. Wow. So it is totally advanced technologies.
Yes. So this project's security is high on the list.
And we're going to need security going forward into 2022. Well, thank you, SL-369, for sharing this information on the podcast today. Much needed at this time. So go back and re-listen to this episode to remember the dates that we shared so you are poised and ready to act. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine with my guest SL-369, Crypto Clairvoyant. Make sure to share, download, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. This is Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine, sending healing crypto vibrations through the quantum field. Da.